Alright, what's going on, guys? Here we have the Premium Bandai HGUC Jesta Shezarr Type Team B and C version. So this is one kit that represents both Team B and Team C. I'm not exactly sure which one is which, but we'll take a look at the stuff that this comes with. You kind of have two different options in terms of how you want to arm this guy up, aside from just these standard Jesta armaments that this kit comes with. So a good amount of stuff that comes in with this kit. It's actually cheaper than the Team A version, which we looked at first, where the Team A version didn't have anything new in terms of weaponry. It just had new kind of accessories for that, most notably the giant backpack, where this one has a standard Jesta backpack, a couple new parts for the kit itself, but it's mostly just new weapons for us. So getting both the A and the B and C type, I think, is probably your best bet, because then you can really mix and match a lot of stuff. But if you have to get one or the other, that is going to be up for you to decide after watching the review. So let's get on here with the Jesta. Basically, the base mobile suit is exactly the same. We have a little bit different colors that is made up by the stickers. Obviously, the head part is different now with that new extra camera added down there that drops over the visor from the front of the head. And then, of course, we have the new parts for the back of the leg and the knee joint, which is there to help with the knee articulation. And we'll talk more about that in a moment, because it was revealed to me that that is actually more for the purposes of this kit, especially more so than the Team A version. So we'll talk about that in a moment. But as always, guys, a huge thank you to USA Gundam Store for making the review possible. If you do want to check out their site, the link is down below. Their new updated website, I should say, and you can save 10% off everything there on their store using the coupon code ZakuAurelius10, including P-Bandai stuff like this and other P-Bandai stuff that they have on their site, so check that out if you're interested. Alright, so first up on the accessories, let's just talk about the stickers here. I've used some of them, but not all of them. Again, these are mostly just for the cameras and things, but again, if you saw in my review of the Team A version, these ones here go in the front of the leg. They're almost impossible to get into these little vents there on the front of the shin. These ones go onto the inside of this part here on the back of the leg. Again, very hard to actually get in there if you want to use these stickers. And then these parts go on the back skirt, on the little bits on the back skirt. Honestly, I just forgot to put those on. For our hand options, we've got closed fists, which you can see there on the kit now, and then we do also have a set of open hands. So aside from just functional hands for weapons and things, it's nice to have a set of closed fists and open hands for these kits as well. But then we do also have a set of holding hands for the left and right, as well as trigger finger hands for the left and the right. So that's pretty cool if you wanted to do some dual wielding with these. The thing about it is, though, is you have one fewer hand cover than you need. So for this dark blue part there for the back of the hand, you have actually 8 different hand options, but only 7 covers, so that is going to be a problem. But what you do have in some of your extra leftover parts, you have an extra hand cover here, but it's just in gray, so it's the wrong color, but you do have enough to cover all the hands if you want. We've got our 2 clear pink beam saber effect parts here. Once again, these are the shorter type beam saber effect parts. You only have 1 beam saber with this kit, though, so you will have an extra that you can throw in your spare parts bin. We got a different connection piece here for the Jesta's shield. So this is the kind of closer version. If you want to have it a little bit farther out away from the body, you can switch it out for this version here. It would have been cool if this part was actually articulated, like it is with the master grade, but for the high grade, it's just a fixed little part here. That is pretty unsightly on the back of it there. Then we've got the original Jesta's beam rifle. Very cool. Love this beam rifle. But why would you use that when we have the new capture gun? So this is basically just 2 parts sandwiched together, and then I've already got the trigger finger hand already connected onto that. But there's the capture gun with a little camera sticker on there for that. It's a pretty cool, pretty interesting big gun here, and that is pretty cool. Just to go over a couple of notable leftover parts from the original Jesta kit here, we have the original head part. So if you don't really like this new camera part here on that, you can use the original one. And then again, about the back of the leg, so here's the original part for the back of the leg. The new part here gets rid of that little bit there at the top and turns that into part of the knee joint, so that you can have a better bend there at the knee. Now the reason for that, for this kit, is so that it can bend on its knee, or I should say it can kneel in order to operate this. Now this is our, basically this weapon is the cannon from the Rozelle, the Commander Type, or the Rozelle Type C that use this giant cannon. And we have, that part is from the original kit, and then there's a couple camera stickers there for that. But then these new parts here is this kind of tripod here. Now there's no articulation with this at all. You can't change that in any way. You'd have to modify it. And the handle as well. It looks like that might be able to slide forward and back or something, but it's not. Everything's just fixed on this. So nothing moves, but it all looks like it moves. So it's all kind of there. But it just sits there on the on the ground or whatever, and then you could actually put this into like a cool diorama or something, have this on a piece of like floating space debris or something, would look cool. But the Jesta needs to kneel down in order to be able to pose for this, so that is why they had to change the leg for this to be able to kneel a little bit better. That is the reason why they made that. It wasn't just because Bandai wanted to be nice and update the articulation for this release of the kit. They had to in order to make this work. So while it is important for this kit, it's really not important for the Team A version, but it's just nice that the Team A version also has the updated knee joint as well. Alright, and then for the sake of this video, we're going to skip over the articulation. If you want to see more about the articulation of this kit, you can check out my review of the Team A version, but we can get right into some posing and also some size comparisons here in a moment as well. One thing about it though, I just will say, is that the articulation of this kit is very nice. There are a couple points where it's a little bit limited, but overall the articulation is very good. This kit, while it is a little bit older, it's a few years old now, the articulation, or just the HG Jesta itself in general, does still stand up very well. It does have a few seam lines on there on the shoulders, on the forearms, but overall, as HGs go, it's not a bad HG at all. Very nice, I think, still stands up really well, and it looks so good. And for a size comparison, here it is with the narrative Gundam, and as you can see, this is a testament to how tall the narrative Gundam is, because the Jesta is a pretty big mobile suit as far as grunts go, and the narrative Gundam is still almost a whole head taller than it. So the narrative Gundam is pretty tall. The Jesta, though, is still going to be a good size kit, obviously a pretty bulky grunt kit as well, but you can see how they're going to be going together. Now once you have them up in like flying poses or whatever, if you're going to have them in like a diorama together or something, I don't think that the size difference is really going to be all that noticeable, especially if you have the narrative Gundam inside the whole Apex equipment. It's just going to be completely dwarfing the Jesta anyway, but they do look pretty cool together, I guess. So there we have it. Going back to what I said earlier in the review, how I think it's best, if you can, to get both the A and the B and C type version of this. Obviously, both of them being P Bandai kits, that is going to cost you a little bit, but the nice thing about this is that it comes with the capture gun and the big cannon. Now, obviously, I think you probably want to use the big cannon, so that means what are you going to do with the capture gun? Well, you can give the capture gun to your Team A version. Now, the Team A version did not come with a new rifle or anything, any sort of new weapon for that, so that's probably ultimately what I'll end up doing with mine. I think with the Team A having the giant booster fuel tanks on its back, and then also having a capture gun, I think will be pretty cool. And then keep this guy for just using the big giant mounted cannon, so that should make for a pretty good set if you want to get two and not have a complete set of 3 to make the A, B, and C type. Just getting 2 of the kits I think will work out pretty well. So ultimately, is this kit worth the price? That is going to be up to you. There is a nice handful of stuff in here. It is utilizing the original Jesta kit, of course, as I said before, stands up very well, so it's utilizing that kit well. Also improving that kit by the new features there to add to the knee articulation. Utilizing some old parts from the Rezel for the cannon, but those are pretty simple, they're just weapon parts, and then building onto that with the new parts to make the tripod for that, that works well. Having any sort of articulation in that might have been nice. That said, I don't really think it's really particularly necessary because it just works well as it is. The capture gun, also a really cool accessory to be added in there as well. It's something unique, and that is always nice to have. So basically this fits the bill pretty well for a P Bandai kit. It's just the basic kit that we already have out as a standard release, and then it adds a couple little different colors on there by the way of stickers, and it just gives us a little bit new in terms of the weapons and accessories there for the camera, the new camera for its face there as well. So it makes for a good P Bandai kit. You either want it or you can just kind of pass on it. For any of you guys who do really want it, check it out if you can find it for a good price. I think it's definitely worth picking up. The Jesta HG kit is a nice kit, and I don't think we're going to be seeing master grade versions of these, unfortunately. That would be cool, maybe if we got like a master grade Shezarr Type Jesta that came with like all the accessories to make either the A, B, or C type. That would be cool. I just kind of doubt that that's probably going to happen, but who knows? We'll just have to see. Bandai could surprise us, but I don't foresee that actually happening. So if you like the design, then I think picking up one of these P Bandai HG kits is probably going to be your only option. So with that, if you guys do have any other further questions or comments, of course, feel free to leave those down below. If there's anything that I forgot, or if there's anything that you want to chime in there with your own opinions about it, let us know down in the comment section. And just thank you so much for watching. Again, thank you to USA Gundam Store for sponsoring the review as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey!
Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, if you want to check the kit out for yourself, you can head over to USA Gundam Store. Use that coupon code ZakuAurelius10. Save yourself 10%. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.